Language. I dreamed I was digging your grave with my bare hands. I touched your face and skin fell in thin strips to the ground until only your tongue remained whole. I hung it to smoke with the deer for 7 days. It tasted thick and greasy. Sinew gripped my tongue tight. I rose to walk naked across the fire. I spoke English. I was not consumed.
Names. I do not have an Indian name. The wind never spoke to my mother when I was born. My heart was hidden beneath the shells of walnuts, switched back and forth. I have to cheat to feel the beating of drums in my chest.
Alcohol. For bringing us the horse, we could almost forgive you for bringing us the whiskey.
We measure time, leaning out car windows, shattering beer bottles off road signs. Tradition. Indian boys, sinewy and doe-eyed, frozen in headlights.
I dreamed I was digging your grave with my bare hands. I touched your face and skin fell in thin strips to the ground until only your tongue remained whole. I think this is like the book because they're talking about basically destroying everything a person has except for their tongue, which in this case is the white people destroying everything the Native Americans have, meaning they took them off their reservations, they killed a lot of them, they suppressed their rights, and the only thing that they kept was the tongue. And this, in the Native Americans' case, was their stories and their speaking. So only the stories of Native Americans, people, and their spirit survived. I hung it to smoke with the deer for 7 days. It tasted thick and greasy. Sinew gripped my tongue tight. So basically what this means is that the white people have the same view of Native Americans as they do with animals, like the deer. So the Native Americans are being viewed the same as the animals, and they're being put in the same place, in this case in the hangar, where they were just with the deer. I rose to walk naked through the fire. I spoke English. I was not consumed. So what I think this means is that when he's walking naked through the fire, it basically means that the white person and the Native American are the same, because without any clothes or any people, they're just humans and there's no difference. And then when he says he spoke English, I believe it's the start of a transition from Native American to white society. And then I was not consumed, meaning he got through this transformation unharmed.
Names. I do not have an Indian name. The wind never spoke to my mother when I was born. My heart was hidden beneath the shells of walnuts, switched back and forth. I think that this person of which they're referring to was born in a society, maybe second or third generation Native American. So they do not have an Indian name. Like, for example, Thomas Builds the Fire. Builds the Fire is a very Native American name, but Thomas is very more of a white name. My heart was hidden beneath the shells of walnuts, switched back and forth. I think this has to do with the shells of walnuts refer to the skin of black and white, how someone can be in two cultures and have to switch back and forth between how they deal with that and how they have grown up in that society and culture. And I have to cheat to feel the beating of drums in my chest. I think because he's third or second generation, they have to sort of keep their culture going, even if just find their own ways to keep it going, because the society doesn't
Alcohol. For bringing us the horse, we could almost forgive you for bringing us the whiskey. So what this means is that when the Europeans and the Spanish came, they brought horses, which helped the Native Americans by being able to use the horses more efficiently, thus meaning they could get around faster and they could use them for food, etc. And then with the alcohol, that's a big part, because as well, when the Spanish and the European came, they brought whiskey, and the Native Americans had no exposure to this, so they got very addicted to it, and it caused a lot of the Native Americans to go destroy their lives, and by the time that they were put on reservations, a lot of the Native Americans were very addicted to it, and they only